let's start in New York when sort of the graffiti scene was starting to explode in New York. You were there obviously documenting at that time. What was it about that movement that sort of drew you to photograph it?
I was interested in kids that were doing creative things when their parents weren't watching. And I met a young boy who introduced me to graffiti because he showed me that he had designs in a notebook that he was putting on a wall. And that the idea that he was a designer really inspired me.
Sure. And you've clearly obviously also photographed just sort of the street life of New York itself, not just the graffiti. You know, you came from Baltimore. How did you end up in New York?
I specifically came to New York to be a newspaper photographer. That was my goal at the time, and I realized it by working for the New York Post, and I was working for the Post when I first began to shoot all the street stuff.
Sure. Now, when you did begin shooting all the street photography and the graffiti, do you remember clearly a point when you realized like this is something amazing? This is something that's going to become bigger than it is today?
No, you know, actually, I don't think I ever really understood how big it was going to become. I didn't think that. I just thought this is something amazing, and nobody's ever going to know about it because it's going to die out quickly. And I wanted to take pictures as sort of a historic preservation.
Sure.
I didn't realize that it was amazing until like 10 years later, maybe. Years I pursued other things, and then I came back to it when there was a kind of sense of nostalgia and old school, and then that's really when I understood how worldwide it was.
Do you ever go back in your own archives and look at shots that you took 20 years from today or in the past and are just like amazed at what you were photographing back then?
Yeah, I did that for when I was putting together the Hip Hop Files, and that was for a German publishing company called From Here to Fame. And it wasn't until Akim Walta, who is head of that company, came and he was going through my files and exclaiming over all these things. I'm like, oh, really? And a lot of things I didn't know what it was.
So it just sort of, you sort of were shooting exactly what you wanted to shoot and what you felt was proper.
Yeah, I sort of just went along taking pictures that I wanted to take, stuck them in a file, and didn't really look at them for about 20 years.
Clearly the work you've done has been an important document into a specific, moment in time. I mean, that is the truth. I mean, you clearly we're photographing stuff that people now look back and reflect on and also use for inspiration. Is there anything currently going on with the graffiti scene that excites you?
I'm a sticker collector right now. And only hand-drawn stickers, and I have a huge collection of hand-drawn stickers. I wouldn't say that's the only thing that excites me, but it's the only thing that I'm really actively involved in doing, because I actually think that all the graffiti artists now are documenting their own work. They don't really have need for me to go out and take pictures of their walls.
Sure.
They all have their own cameras. But the stickers are kind of an unknown phenomenon outside of a small group, and I actually peel stickers off and put them in books, and yeah.
So we can expect some collection coming out soon with your sticker collection as well.
If you know of a publisher, I got the stickers.
So let's step back a bit from New York and go back in your past. I understand that you have an anthropology degree.
Like I have a 1-year graduate degree in anthropology. I don't have like a PhD in anthropology, but yeah, I studied anthropology.
And I believe you went on a motorcycle trip at one point. Was this Asia or Africa that you did this?
Asia. Thailand and England, but that was like way pre-hip hop.
Sure. It's still very interesting. I wonder what got you into doing that?
I was in the Peace Corps in Thailand for 2 years, and I wanted to take pictures on my way home, and the cheapest way to do it was by motorcycle.